shucking oysters. This is what you need to know. If you want to serve oysters at your dinner party, at your house, if you want to be the hero of someone else's oyster party, or sorry, dinner party, and bring some oysters, you can have a really great night. A few things you need to keep in mind. The first is you don't want to hurt yourself, so there's never anything wrong with having a bar towel. Essentially what you need is a bar towel and a knife to shuck oysters, and the oysters. But a bar towel, very simply, on someone's kitchen counter, you would lay out a towel and then place your oyster that you'd like to shuck on it, and then to protect your hand, you can certainly cover the oyster with the cloth. And if you're shucking and the knife slips, the oyster breaks, whatever the case is, 9 times out of 10 they'll go into the cloth. Now the other thing to keep in mind when you're shucking oysters is that it has sides to it, right? The cup is the bottom of the oyster. The top is generally flatter as a rule. And you have the spoon end of the oyster, which is a big round where you drink the oyster. And the hinge is where the 2 shells are attached, like so. And there's one muscle that opens and closes those 2 shells. It's called the adductor muscle. And what it will do is it will relax or contract, open and close the shells. And your job as an oyster shucker, or a person serving oysters, is to go in at the hinge and sever that muscle. See, that muscle is always, on every oyster, more than halfway from the hinge to the spoon, and always on the right-hand side, like so. So just knowing where that muscle is half the battle. Now, keeping in mind that you want to protect your hand, use a cloth, maybe wear a glove if you prefer, but you can really just use a tea towel, right? That's fine. When you're getting your knife in at the hinge is kind of like an elastic cartilage material. So you can sort of wiggle the knife in to the point of where it sticks inside the shell. You would wiggle it in there, and then you would twist. About the same amount of pressure as screwing a screw into wood is really what you're doing. You're gently pushing and you're gently twisting. And you might have to adjust your technique. You might want to twist forward, you might want to twist back. But what you want to feel is the knife biting on the 2 shells, right? Because when you're biting on the 2 shells, you know you're going to be prying them apart. So then you just twist, and you'll usually see or feel the little pop. That means the 2 shells are separated. At that point, all you need to do, yeah, that happens too. All you need to do is sever that muscle after that, which again is where we said it was. If you're right-handed, which I'm sure most of you are, what you're doing is you're wiggling your knife in there, like so, gently, delicately. See, I'm not really pushing hard. I'm just pushing a little bit, and then I'm wiggling the knife back and forth because I want to work it in there to where it almost sticks into the oyster. And then just that gentle twist, and you can see the 2 shells will pop apart. What you do is, what I like to do is twist the knife, hold the 2 shells apart, like so, with your thumb and forefinger. Sorry, Johnny, I'm moving around on you a lot there. And then you can feed the knife into the oyster, keeping tight to the top shell, because you don't want to disturb the meat, right? That's the crucial thing.